Hello and welcome to the Scatterable channel, and today we are here on the final day of CES, though I won't actually be going onto the show floor because that's nuts, or to any other private booths, but I am here at my hotel to cover what I think is the best budget tech I've seen so far for CES 2020. But before I get into this video, I want to give a big thank you to our sponsor, SCD Key. They provide a lot of cheap, inexpensive Windows 10 keys that are legit because I've used them on a ton of different systems, and even after like year 2 of using them, the keys themselves are still valid, which is good. So if you want to check them out, go ahead and check their link at the top of the description below. And don't forget to use the code VIPScatter for a percentage off your next order. So the first piece of budget tech that I saw at CES that I really want to highlight is from Cooler Master, and that's their new MB311L. This is a micro ATX case that is $60. Now that is above $50, and you may be asking, it's $60, what's the value in that? It looks like just another tempered glass micro ATX case. Well, those two fans you see there on the front are ARGB, and they are controlled by a controller, all of which is included with the case. And if that wasn't appealing enough, there's also a mesh front to the case as well to improve airflow, because there are a lot of cases out there that have a tempered glass front, and that really kills the airflows and thermals of your PC. So it's really cool to see that it has a mesh front. So again, all of that is $60, and I think that really proposes a great deal because the case itself looks great. Looks, I think, a lot better than most cases around its price range, and it's $60, includes 2 RGB fans with all the cool features that you expect out of a Cooler Master case. So I think it's a really hot pick for one of the best budget things I saw at CES. Next up isn't actually a specific piece of hardware, but it's actually some lights. So I want to highlight the new Elgato Key Light Airs, which are $50 less expensive than the original key lights, and they're lighter, still produce the same brightness, and don't even have to be clamped to the desk. But yeah, the total price of 2 Key Light Airs is $130, and that may still sound expensive, but again, it is $50 less expensive than the original. Now, there are 2 coolers I want to highlight from CES that are in the budget range, and I think could offer some really awesome cooling performance for the price. Those 2 being the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo and the Be Quiet Pure Rock 2. Now, the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo version 2, which is what I saw at CES, is going to be marked up at $36. That's a good value. And compared to the Be Quiet Pure Rock 2, which is going to be $40 to $44 depending on the color, that's all in about a $10 price range. And I think as far as both coolers go, I want to assume the Cooler Master one is going to offer more cooling performance for the money, but could be louder, and the Be Quiet one will be much quieter for the money while still being quite efficient when it comes to cooling. So there's some new exciting cheap coolers coming out this year from CES. Now, another thing I want to quickly highlight are pretty much all of Zotac's budget graphics cards, because I don't know if you've noticed, but there are a lot of budget graphics cards out there from like Asus and Gigabyte, but the cheaper you go, the less aesthetically pleasing and like well-designed the cards are. Like, you can tell the aftermarket coolers on them don't look as cool as like the top of the line models. I want to highlight that with Zotac, that is not the case, even if their GPUs are a little bit smaller than normal. Like on a 1650 Super or 1660 Super, you can find pretty much the exact same aesthetically pleasing design on those budget coolers when compared to the higher end coolers, which I think is a really awesome thing to note, because like I said, there's a lot of cheap budget GPUs that have just really crappy designs. So that's a shout out to Zotac when it comes to their budget graphics cards. And then speaking of, I want to wrap up this video with the brand new Radeon RX 5600 XT. This is AMD's new supposed 1080p killer gaming graphics card that is $280, and it's going to be competing with the 1660 Ti and the 1660 Super. And supposedly, from what they've shown us at their press conference, it's going to be faster than both cards, even the 1660 Super when completely overclocked. So that's going to be $280, which is not crazy expensive, but for those of you who want really high frame rate, high refresh rate 1080p gaming, the 5600 XT could be the one for you. Anyways, that is it for our first recap video for CES 2020. That is the best budget tech I saw so far. And tomorrow I'll be posting the coolest tech I saw at CES, because there were a lot of crazy things that are absolutely out of my budget and probably yours, but are still really cool to cover. So I want to show that to you guys in another video coming out tomorrow. But anyways, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and this is the Scatterable channel signing out.